with me video. I am so incredibly thankful and grateful for each and every single one of you that have taken time out of your schedules to interact with my live streams, to comment on my videos. I appreciate you all so very much. And thank you for helping me get to 500 subscribers here on YouTube. This is a very big milestone for any creator, especially as you are starting out to reach the 500 mark. It means so much more than the number. It does. It truly, truly does. Especially for those channels that are purpose driven and they have a reason to be here. And they're not just a channel that's just growing for the sake of growing, just to become monetized. If you have a message that you're trying to share to the world, then having a milestone like this on my channel is huge. And this milestone would not be accomplished without you, each and every one of you that take time to engage with me here live, to comment on my videos, to communicate with me outside of YouTube. I appreciate you and want to let you know that this milestone is so very exciting for me. I knew it was coming, and the traction, the growth has been enormous. I've really appreciated everyone, and of course very thankful to God just for this opportunity to even be with you all today, because this all started from my business, and I'll talk a little bit more about that as we go along. And I know this is a celebration video, but you all know I have to leave you with some strategy. I just can't have a video on YouTube with no strategy to help you all. I just can't. So we'll figure out where we end up going on the live today. But if you're watching this portion of it, you're more than likely watching the replay. And friend, if you have subscribed to my channel, thank you. I appreciate you being here. Feel free to share this information to anyone else that you may know that's really trying to elevate themselves as leaders. Also, if you give me just a few moments, there will likely be people that join the live today. I do want to greet them and say hello, and then we can talk a little bit more about this huge milestone. There's a couple of aspects of the milestone that I really need your help with. I need your help to determine how should we celebrate this milestone today? How should we celebrate this milestone? I have a couple of options that I'm thinking about and considering, but I really want to get some help from my amazing subscribers, the leaders that are really trying to go to that next level in their careers, to help me think of what can we do to celebrate this milestone together. So let me know in the comments below. Welcome to those of you who are here today. We have Anthony Kelly, welcome friend. How you doing today? Avery Gillickson, if I said your name wrong, I'm sorry, friend. Welcome. Glad you're here today. We have Keelan Yang. Okay, Keelan, how you doing today? Keelan Yang, 3042. Hello, welcome. How y'all doing today? Appreciate you being here. I have some regular attendees here. This is a huge milestone for the channel, and I want to know from you, what are some things that you would like to see on the channel that we can do to celebrate such a huge milestone here on YouTube? Let me know in the comments below. There's a couple of things that I've been thinking about possibly doing, but I really want to know from you all, because I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel and spending some of your time with me today, any day, to really go to that next level in not only my journey, but to help you all here as well communicate at a higher level than your peers. Because as you know, if you're subscribed to this channel, you're definitely an exceptional leader. And it's just a matter of time before you're able to really fine tune your executive presence, how you're communicating with other people. This is my focus on my channel, to really help you develop those next level skills that sometimes people don't really talk about, or at least go into detail that you need to know to do very well. So we have Donut Kit. Hello, welcome. And Donut Kit says, hello, I am Donut Kitty. I'm here to spread love to all small content creators. Well, thank you, Donut Kit. I appreciate you. That's very, very kind of you, friend. And I'll definitely check out your channel. You're welcome to share a little bit about your channel while I'm here. This is definitely more of an informal type of video for my channel. I typically go into strategies about eye contact, communication, managing your emotions under pressure, having those very difficult conversations. But today, I'm not doing that at the moment. I just want to celebrate with my audience and just really be here. I know many people are probably going to watch the replay, but I just want to see just be here for you all today and just say thank you so much. I appreciate you, and we'll talk a little bit. Okay, so Donut Kit, yeah, let me know about your channel. Love to hear about it and share it with my audience also. All right, we have RIP Sussy Noob. Hello, hello. And let's see, Donut Kit says, I have 3 subs and I mostly use CapCut. Okay, so that's fantastic. So Donut Kit, excuse me, and I've still been under the weather a little bit. Donut Kit, so you're using CapCut. I like CapCut. I haven't used it a lot, excuse me, friends, but I'm starting to use it a bit more. I'm actually going to start using Opus. I don't know if you've heard of Opus. So for those of you who do not know, and Jamie PO 5447, welcome friend, welcome back. Jamie has been with me since this morning. Jamie was on the channel earlier today, so welcome back, Jamie. But to go into what Donut Kit said, what Donut Kit is referring to is editing software for YouTube. So for those of you who are on my channel, and maybe you're thinking about possibly doing more, maybe you want to start your own YouTube channel, etc. I definitely can give you some insight there in terms of starting, but there's different types of tools that we use as it relates to editing videos and etc. to make them more of a polished production. Typically, most of my videos, as many of you know here recently, this year really have been lives. I've been doing lives after lives. So sometimes it can be a bit more challenging to edit the lives in real time, but you can. CapCut is a great tool to use. I'm going to be using this tool called Opus here very soon to break out content. Basically, I'm going to be breaking out short form videos out of my lives. So I don't know if Donut Kit, if you have that, but Donut Kit has got 3 subscribers, everybody. So if Donut Kit has 3 subscribers, if you look at the content, it sounds good to you, then just subscribe to Donut Kit. Definitely spread the love, as Donut Kit mentioned, to small creators, because it is challenging. It can be very, very challenging to have a YouTube channel. I was just talking to a colleague of mine earlier today. YouTube is very, 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 very different in terms of the platform itself. You can go on LinkedIn and get a couple thousand subscribers like that, like no problem whatsoever. You can do the same thing on Instagram. Probably could do it on Facebook. YouTube is a lot more challenging to do. It just is. It takes time, but when things start to build for you, they do build for you very quickly. There's a lot of great creators here on YouTube that give some really great information. If you're trying to start a channel, I know one specific creator that I follow is Roberto Blake. He has some really great information. He actually does channel reviews. So this is not like a promotion necessarily for Roberto Blake, because I can't say that, I'm promoting it necessarily, but I would say that I followed his information. I definitely am subscribed to his channel, and he has some really great insights for you all to learn, especially as small creators when you're starting your channel. And that's just, in my humble opinion, I think he's got one of the better channels out there for small creators and YouTube. That's just from what I've seen on YouTube. I think he really does the best, is in my opinion. Now, Donut Kit says, well, RIP Sussy Noob says Kit, and then Donut Kit says, I'm not scrolling, I watch every video. Exactly. It's helpful to get that, learn as much as you can. One of the things, Donut Kit, that I will share with you on my journey for YouTube that did delay me a bit, and I appreciate the heart emojis, friends, is that it happens a lot, especially as you're developing your channel. And for me, I'm a business owner. So my business is Excite Excellence Incorporated, and I provide executive coaching one-on-one to women in leadership. But on my channel, I have a mix of women in leadership and men in leadership. All of my subscribers that I am dearly grateful for being a part of my journey. But I do want to say that sometimes when I started out, you get into this mode where it's just, we learn, and we learn, and we keep learning, and keep learning. But then you notice like months are going by, a couple months are going by, and zero content has been produced, none. And I found myself in that content trap, I would say, where all I did was consume the content, but I wasn't putting the content out there. And that is something that I wish that I would have personally done a bit earlier in my journey, was to start my content earlier. on in my career. Now, I had a channel previously, many years ago. I decided to close that channel and then launch my channel that you see now, which is where we are talking from. So that's a really great insight, and CapCut is great. And as we've kind of talked about, YouTube can be a bit more challenging initially. It can, and especially live streaming. Live streaming can be challenging also. And I appreciate you all so much just for being my subscribers and interacting with me during my live streams. We have interacted so much that YouTube noticed that I was doing live streams. And for me, that was a huge honor because I didn't realize that I was live streaming that much that the platform noticed me. And so earlier this year, many of you know that YouTube sent me an email and invited me to be a member of their live streamer research panel to help shape the future of live streaming on YouTube. So I've been on there. I will be on the panel for a year, and all of that contributes to your chats, your interactions with me here on the live streaming, and just on my channel in general. So I want to know from you all, what are some things, or what are maybe some challenges you're facing right now as it relates to leadership and communication that you want me to do something in terms of a celebratory event for reaching such a huge milestone on the channel? Let me know in the comments below. One of the things, as I mentioned earlier, that was mentioned to me is doing some form of a live stream marathon where we're talking about difficult conversations, the really hard situations and circumstances that people deal with as leaders that people don't talk about. We can have conversations about what do you say when someone does this, or what do you say when someone does that. I can give you stories from my over 20 years of experience as a manager, a director, and a C-suite executive to provide you with some insight in terms of how you want to have those conversations. I've interacted with several congressional leaders on the national level, on the state level, and I can provide you with some strategies that you can use that people don't talk about really on YouTube unless you've been in the fire. A lot of times what I've noticed on YouTube is that there's a lot of great information out there. This is what YouTube is all about. There's a lot of great information out there, but some of it is so academic in nature. The people that are sharing it have not been in those situations where they need to really showcase their executive presence and present themselves as leaders. I have been. And so that was one thing that was mentioned to me, was having some type of mini marathon where people just join, ask me questions. I had this situation happen. What should I say? How should I do it? I have a meeting come up. How should I prepare? So that's one thing that was told to me earlier this week. Now, before I go into a couple other items, I want to say hello to Mass Killer M6X. Okay, welcome, friend. How you doing today? Let me know what part of the big, beautiful world you all are joining from today. Now, some of my audience members have mentioned about doing different types of promotions or flash sales, so to speak, on some of my master classes. That may be something that actually comes up. And then there may be something else that we do, but I want to know from you. I really want to know from you. What are some things that you want to learn more about? What are some situations you're dealing with right now? How can I support you to become that exceptional leader that inspires other people? Let me know in the comments below, whether you're watching the replay or watching live. I'm here for you. I'm here really to support you. My mission here on earth is to help you communicate at that next level and stand out from your peers. I can only do this if you let me know how I can help you. So let me know what your thoughts are in terms of how can we celebrate this amazing milestone and what we need to do. So let me know what your thoughts are. Now, something came up in the chat. So we have Donut Kit trying to get my YouTube up but can't. So Donut Kit, if you want to tell me, maybe if you can share with me or feel comfortable sharing, what are you working on right now? And I know you have 3 subs so far. Don't be discouraged, friend. We all, look, every content creator, I don't care who they are, they can be Mr. Beast, Ali Abdaal, who else? Roberto Blake, anybody. those really big name individuals, everybody starts at the same place, Donut Kid. We all start with zero. We all start with zero. And we have to work our way up. Therefore, don't be discouraged. We all start there. It's the same process as starting a business. We all start at the very bottom, and we have to work our way up. So be encouraged, friend. It's a process. You will get there, okay? But let me know what you are doing right now in terms of your actual channel, and we can talk a little bit about it. So Donut Kit says, is there an age limit for this live stream? As of right now, no. So on my channel itself, the content is not for kids, it's for adults. However, the information I'm sharing will help you. I do not, say anything inappropriate. I do not curse or anything like that. So there's not an age limit necessarily on the live streaming, because there's other content creators that have more channels that are geared towards kids or, adults that live stream. So there's not an age limit for this one specifically. But I do want to say that if you are trying to do something on your channel and maybe there's something that you're struggling with your channel, then let me know in the comments below. But my first thing is to make sure that you are at a place where you don't give up. Just really keep moving forward. There's so many wonderful things out there, depending on your age, etc. So Donut Kid says, okay, so I see that about your viewing. That's okay. So you just have to check with who is particularly viewing your content in terms of the parental viewing. If they're okay with it, it's completely up to them on that end. But I would say that's something you want to definitely check with your parents on. Gabriela Perez, WR1DW. Welcome, friend. How you doing today? Let me know where you're joining from in the big, beautiful world today. Today we are celebrating subscribers. I wanted to tell you all, thank you so much for just being a part of my journey here. You all have been truly a blessing to me, and this is very, 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 very fun. And we're just starting, okay? We're just starting at 500. That's the first big milestone, and why 500 is great. But I do want to share with you that I need your help to determine how can we celebrate this milestone as a channel? How can we do that? So let me know what your thoughts are. What are some ideas you have? Definitely check out the community post on my channel, because that is where I'm going to probably put some options that you can actually vote on in terms of what you want to see as a milestone celebration for the channel. And also with that, feel free to let me know what other topics you want to learn about. We have talked about a lot on our live streams. We've talked about Bitcoin. We've talked about being parents. We've talked about multiple streams of income. We've talked about supercars, which is my favorite topic, by the way. And we've talked about just developing businesses. We've talked about YouTube. We've talked about a lot. And so live streaming is a lot of fun if you're ready to have a good time and just learn as much as you can. Now, Donut Kit says, as long as my face is hidden. Well, I think that's appropriate and that's fair. Any parent would want to make sure that they are protecting their kids. I have kids myself, and definitely understand what your parents are trying to do. And that's very, very, very important. So a couple things, as I'm waiting for some more responses to come in, let me know, what were some of your favorite lives that you have seen? What are some lives that you really liked that were your favorites? I'd like to put them into a playlist of my audience's favorite live streams or favorite videos on my channel. There is a separate playlist that I'm going to be working on that specifically talks about how to manage very difficult conversations and showcase your executive presence in a live stream or in a immediate type of situation. There's been a couple times, unfortunately, on my channel, friends, where many of you have seen there's been some inappropriate comments made or some disrespectful or some offensive statements made, and you are able to see in real time, how do I manage these situations? So when you come up with a situation that is very, very challenging and you're having a hard time, then this is something that you want to absolutely know. How can you manage these situations? Because it can be challenging when you're in the middle of a contentious conversation. You just freeze. You're like, I don't even know what to say. I don't know what to do. Well, take a look at those videos when I make the playlist. I will put them on my communities page. and showcase to you how you can manage these challenging situations when they come up. Now, a couple things came through on the chat. So Donut Kit says, I'm raised by a single mom. Well, there's nothing wrong with that at all. Donut Kit says, but this is my favorite. Well, thank you, friend. I appreciate that. And feel free to let me know what you're working on with your channel specifically. I know you said you're having a hard time getting it up and running. It just takes time. As I mentioned earlier, we all start from zero. We all start from zero. We just do. Shree, hello, welcome, friend. How are you? Now, I do want to let you all know that Shree is amazing. She has her own business where she really supports doctors and lawyers as it relates to helping them be able to grow on their social medias. Therefore, if you all are looking for some support there and you're my audience, Shree Mahabir, she is on here now and she is amazing. A really great woman to work with, wonderful woman in leadership. And so this is somebody you all want to try to work with if you're trying to really grow your social media. She is the person to go to. So she's on here. Definitely follow her. She's on Instagram. She's on LinkedIn. And she is on YouTube. Also, it's SRIMAHABIR. That is her channel name. All right. She says, congratulations. Woohoo. I'm doing well. That's fantastic. Absolutely. I'm glad you're here. And I appreciate you so much for being here and being present and being a part of the journey. So Shree says, you are too sweet. Thank you for the shout out. Absolutely, of course. Absolutely. You're amazing and you're doing a lot of wonderful, wonderful things. And any entrepreneur that's trying to really elevate themselves, especially that are doctors and lawyers, will absolutely benefit from your amazing advice. So definitely check her out, everybody. She is wonderful. Donut Kit says, you are an amazing person. I appreciate you, friend. Absolutely. And I'm glad that you're here. At least we had some dialogue. So now we got everything out the way. Your guardian's making sure they're checking everything. And that's the way any parent should be. Your parent is going to make sure that you're not going to get in trouble. That's what we do. That's what parents are supposed to do. So appreciate your single mom for watching out for you also. So Shree Mahavir says, next up, you will be at 1,000 subs. I know it. Well, thank you, friend. I appreciate you and high five. Good to see you again. I know it's been a long time. So absolutely, this is, we'll get there for sure. It will happen in its due time for sure. I've been very blessed, very thankful for all of my amazing individuals and leaders that follow the channel, whether you're a woman in leadership or a man in leadership. I just appreciate you all so much for helping me get to this milestone. Many of you do not know this is one of the hardest years I've ever had in my life. And so at the moment, I can't talk about it just yet. I have to wait for some things to finish up. But probably in 2026, we'll have a conversation about it. And then you probably will all know what was going on with me this year and why this milestone is so incredibly important to me. Okay, so Shree Mahabir says, what kept you going? What helped you to not give up? Fantastic question. So one of the things that helped me to get going was that I wanted, what kept me going, I would say, is that I was trying out live streaming and I wanted to be able to provide more of an impact on not necessarily a small scale, but on a global scale. And I knew that a lot of women in leadership, which is my specific audience I work with in my executive coaching practice, needed support with communicating at a higher level. If many of you do not know, women in leadership, in terms of the roles that they're in right now, we have been in these roles for a relatively short amount of time. So many years ago, several decades ago, many women in leadership were working in switchboards, and then they transitioned to they're working in factories, going to switchboards, then they transitioned into healthcare, and now you see a lot of women in leadership transitioning into those senior VP roles, those C-suite roles, your CEOs, your COOs, and etc. And our transition has been so fast because these roles have been predominantly occupied by men. And I knew that from my over 20 years of being in these roles and working as a C-suite executive myself, that there's just so many things that we are not taught as leaders. And there's such a big gap when you have to learn how do you navigate these really challenging, hard conversations, and how do you continue to keep yourself composed when you are stressed out or when you have someone that is giving you a really hard time and trying to debate with you. And that's one of the things that kept me going because I knew that there was more women out there that needed support. Now, what happened is the channel started to grow. And not only did I have women in leadership, but I also had men in leadership that were interested in the content as well. And so that's why I have the subscribers that I do. And I really appreciate every single one of them, even if they're not in my direct audience that I provide services to. But the fact that you all are here and you care about this, I know you're at that next level of your leadership journey. And my mission here really is to try to build those next level of leaders that are prepared to have these hard conversations. And the only way you can do that is by learning how to communicate at that higher level than everybody else. So that was very helpful. And what helped me not to give up, Sri, is just to keep going and just to see that traction. I know Donut Kid talked about this earlier, only having 3 subscribers. It happens to the best of us. Sri has her channel and she's went through growth phases just like everybody else. And so you have to just keep going. One of the most important things I would tell anybody if you're struggling with, well, I see no traction and I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. I want to give up. You have to believe in yourself. There has to be something inside of you that says, you know what? I'm going to keep going. Even though I may get 0 views and 0 subscribers, I'm going to keep going. Excuse me. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep trying. I'm just going to take a step every single day. I just listened to, there was a short video by Robert Herjavec. If you know him, he's on Shark Tank, and I do follow him. He has some really great content. And he mentioned about what the routine typically is for billionaires. And he came up with, there's 3 things you come up with every day. You write them down, and these 3 things, whatever it is, you have to get it accomplished in this time during the day. And you have to have constant forward momentum. I think that is my new favorite statement that I've heard, because YouTube and not giving up is all about constant forward momentum. Even if you're making a movement and you see no traction from it, constant forward momentum, like keep going. And he said that's not my term, but that is something that he mentioned in a short that I watched a few days ago of him. And it's something that is really important, especially if you feel like you have those moments when you just doubt yourself or people doubt you, or you just feel like you're not moving forward. Every day you just keep going. Just keep moving forward every day. And then it's like a snowball. So you start at the top of the hill, you have a really little baby snowball, and you just start to roll it down, and it starts to roll and it gets really, really big. That is what happens in the world of content creation. All right, so we got, let's see. Okay, we have Donut Kid. I actually had another channel, but changed it. I understand that. I was Mr. Sock. So you have to tell me about Mr. Sock, Donut Kid. I'm interested to know, what was Mr. Sock about? That sounds very interesting. Okay, so Sri Mahabir says, we all start somewhere. You have to ask yourself, what do I need to change, learn, so that you can level up? If you are here on YouTube, you will find the answer. That is true. There's so much content out here on YouTube. The content that's out there. Some of it is very, 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 very good. And some of it, you may not necessarily be where you want it to be. You want to work with individuals like Sri Mahabir that have actually been in these situations. Sometimes on YouTube, you'll have people out there that they're creators, but they haven't actually been in those settings to really develop that growth. And you just want to be mindful of who you're listening to, especially as it relates to in terms of how you're trying to move forward. Okay, so Sri Mahabir says, give up what stops you from growing. Don't give up putting your effort, because it will happen. Absolutely. Fantastic, fantastic guidance as always, Sri. I really appreciate that. And sometimes what I've found, and I hope this offends no one, but sometimes we have to, take breaks and relax. But sometimes we may just, hang out and maybe watch Netflix the entire day, which sometimes you may need those days where you just need to decompress. But thinking about what stops you from growing is something that is really important. You have to take that deep dive within yourself, and that's what happens in an executive coaching session. So you learn a little bit more about how can I move forward and what is preventing me from doing so that you can overcome those obstacles and continue moving forward. Sri Mahabir says, look at Dr. Jacinta. She had so much going on this year and she kept showing up. Well, thank you, Sri. I appreciate that. And Sri, we definitely will have to chat about that, because this year, friends, if you knew what happened this year, you would say, I don't even know how you're standing right now. But I've been here for you all and supporting you on your journey, and we'll chat about it. Let me get a couple things figured out, but definitely it's been a wonderful year. It's been great. I'm just glad to be present. Live streaming has been where I've spent most of my time here on YouTube. As I mentioned, we've live streamed so much that YouTube noticed I live stream so much. So sometimes one thing I want to tell you all is that you may think nothing's happening, but something may be happening and you have no idea. I mean, personally, God has been good to me. There's a lot of things that I had no idea that was going on. Like, for instance, when I was live streaming earlier this year, there was no way that I would have even in my wildest dreams thought that YouTube would contact me to be a part of their live stream or research panel. I would have never thought that. So sometimes you may be making movements and things just happen overnight. It's the same as a seed being planted in the ground. You never see what's happening underneath until it just sprouts out. It's the same type of process. You really have to just keep going, keep showing up, and continue to believe in yourself that you have a message that's worth sharing. Donut Kit said, almost lost you. And okay, Donut Kit says, gotta go. Bye. Well, no problem, friend. Subscribe to the channel. Welcome. Be happy to have you here. And join us as the next group of exceptional leaders that are communicating at a higher level. Feel free to please learn from my over 20 years of experience. I've been in those very friendly and very contentious situations, interacting with not only coworkers, peers, congressional leaders at the national and the state level. I've been in a lot, and so you'll learn a lot of information here that will help you on your journey as you are learning how to communicate at that next level. Well, I appreciate you all so much. Donut Kid says, actually, I do not gotta go. Okay, well, thank you for still being here. I appreciate you. Well, I appreciate everybody so much. You all have been just truly a godsend for me, and I know that there's a lot of great topics out there that you want to learn more information about, so feel free to let me know what you want to learn more information about, especially as it relates to leadership, communication, any challenges you're facing. If you're new to my channel and this is the first video you've ever watched, there's a lot of great information here that will help you to start to develop those next level communication skills. The videos I would tell you to check out would be the eye contact video where I talk about the cowboy analogy. You definitely want to watch my cowboy analogy. It will help you to master eye contact. I won't go into detail on it now because we're just celebrating, but definitely watch my eye contact videos, managing your emotions under pressure, thinking on your feet, and being able to have difficult conversations, standing out in interviews. There's a lot on my live channel, so definitely take a look at my live, spend some time there. You'll have a great concept of in terms of what you want to do. And if you need some direct support, if you're a woman in leadership, then reach out to me for the strategy session that will be in the description of one of those videos. I do not have it in this video specifically because this video is just celebrating you all and just thanking you all for just being a part of my journey. Feel free to share this information to any of your colleagues that are trying to go to that next level in terms of how they communicate. Maybe they're struggling with feeling nervous when they talk to a group of board members, or maybe they're just nervous about having a hard conversation with their employee. Well, definitely bring them my way. Let them know they're going to learn some great insights here and really get to that next level in their careers. So Donut Kit says, do you have any animals? No, I do not have any animals. I have a lot going on here, so I do not have animals because I have to take care of myself and my kids, and that is enough for me right now. So I do not have any animals at the moment, but I'm sure at some point I probably will have to do that. Shree Mahabir says, you are awesome. Thank you for all that you do. Well, thank you for all that you do, Shree. I appreciate you. She's got some really great content, everybody. Definitely want to check out her channel and subscribe to her channel because she's here on YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, and probably Facebook also. I'm not sure, but I know for sure LinkedIn, Instagram, and then also here on YouTube. Donut Kit says, I have 3. Wow, okay. Donut Kit says, a cat, a gecko, and a spider. A spider, wow, okay. Very interesting, friend. Well, I appreciate you sharing that with us today. Well, I hope you all come back to the lives. I go live Tuesday through Friday. Typically, I do lives in the evenings. I have started doing lives in the morning, so let me know what you all think about that. I'm trying to get as much information out there as I can and just help y'all as much as I can. I know unless we're working in a one-on-one setting, it can be sometimes challenging because you're not able to talk to me directly, and that's okay. That's why I have a YouTube channel to help you be able to get to that next level on your journey. But if you need customized support, then that's what you reach out to me for. I will help you get to where you need to, friends. Okay, so we have Donut Kit says, do you have to leave now? Yes, I have. My kids have homework, so I have to help my kids do their homework. So yes, they have my child in kindergarten has homework that she has to do. Believe it or not, and it's a lot. So I have to help her with that. But that's the reason why I have to go. Donut Kit says, I don't want you to go. Oh, in the tears. Oh, well, Donut Kit, I'm live so much, you will see me again, friend. I'm live at least 2 times a day, Tuesday through Friday, and just check out my live channels. I'm here whenever you can join. I'll be happy to have you here. And if your mom is wanting to elevate how she communicates too, then tell her to come check out my channel also. But I'm live a lot, so we will see each other again, friend. Most of my audience, they do come back at some point in time to say hello and give some really great insight. As we've talked about today, we had some great conversations with Donut Kit and with Sheree Maharbeer and a lot of other individuals on my channel that have just contributed. So I appreciate you all so much. Thank you for helping me to reach this 500 subscriber milestone on my channel. You are absolutely amazing, and I'm just blessed to be a part of your journey. Even if it's just a video that I've helped you with or given you a different way to think about how to communicate, that's all that matters to me. I hope y'all have an absolutely amazing day, and I will see you all tomorrow. And take care. And once again, thank you so much for being a part of my journey. And let me know what you need help with, and how I can further support you on this channel. I hope you have a great night, and I'll talk to you soon.